all the tours you'll find in this part of Palawan, the Coron Island tour is the most popular and for good reason. Coron Island is the most beautiful island here. Its jagged coast has imposing limestone cliffs which cradle stunning lagoons, crystal clear lakes, and untouched beaches. Every corner of this island screams tropical paradise. There are different options for the Coron Island tour. Tour A, Tour B, Ultimate Tour, and Super Ultimate Tour. Each of these tours includes a stop at a white beach and a coral garden but has a different main attraction. We'll cover each of these stops for all 4 tours in this video, so keep watching. What's up, beach listeners? This is Hannah. For over 15 years, our team, together with our partners at The Poor Traveler, have been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. If you're dreaming of an island paradise, you're in the right place because in this video, we'll explore one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines, Coron. Coron is more than just its towering karst cliffs, crystal clear lakes, and stunning beaches, and we've tried our best to make sure this video gives justice to Coron's many beauties. If you don't want to miss out on videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. For our viewers on Facebook, support our page and share this video. Alright, now let's put on some reef-safe sunscreen and let's dive into this island adventure. So, what are the main attractions of the 4 different Coron tours? There are 3 popular stops on Coron Island: Barracuda Lake, Kayangan Lake, and Twin Lagoon. Not all tours will get to stop at each of these attractions, but some tours do have overlaps. Tour A has Kayangan Lake as its main attraction. Meanwhile, Tour B covers Barracuda Lake and Twin Lagoon. And the ultimate tour stops at Kayangan Lake and Twin Lagoon. But if you want to visit all 3 of the main attractions, just book the Super Ultimate Tour. This tour package includes Kayangan Lake, Barracuda Lake, and Twin Lagoon. We've included the rates for each tour on your screen, but do note that these packages are for group tours, which means you'll be grouped with other tourists. All tour packages include the boat fee, tour guide and entrance fees, cottage fees, and the buffet lunch. You can book these tours around town or you can book online. We'll put the links to each of these tours in the description of the video as well. If you're traveling with a big group, you can also opt to charter a private boat. What's good about booking a private boat is that even though there's a suggested itinerary, you have control of your time. If you want to skip a stop or stay longer in one, you may choose to do so. But keep in mind that the rates for chartering a private boat cover only the boat fee. Entrance fees for each stop are not included yet. You would also need to bring your own food when you go on a private tour. To rent a boat for a tour, just drop by the Calamian Tourist Boat Association in Lualhati Park. Here, you'll see the prices depending on the size of the boat or number of people in your group, and the attractions you want to include in your itinerary. Now let's go to the usual stops for the Coron Island tour. Named after the barracudas that live here, this lake is another breathtaking attraction here in Coron. But what makes it different? Well, the limestone cliffs here are taller. But it's the lake's one-of-a-kind thermocline that fascinates adventurers, especially divers. The deeper you go into the lake's brackish water, the warmer the water is. Some divers have even shared that if you look close enough, you may just see where the salt water and the fresh water meet. Keep your eyes peeled as well for the different shades of blue of the waters at Barracuda Lake. Turquoise, cerulean, and deep sapphire, it's a whole palette of blue in this one lake alone. Another good thing about Barracuda Lake is that it's easy to get to, which will be a relief for your senior citizen companions. All you need to do is climb this wooden staircase built on top of rocky cliffs. It's a short trek, but it could get quite slippery, so be careful. Hailed as one of the cleanest lakes in the Philippines, Kayangan Lake is also one of the most popular attractions here in Coron. Now, I have to warn you, there is a 15 to 20 minute uphill trek to get to the lake. On the way here, you'll reach this lookout where you'll get a panoramic view of the emerald water surrounded by limestone cliffs. What you're seeing on your screen is just the view of the bay though. At the end of the trail, you'll reach the lake. The Tagbanwa tribe works hard to maintain the lake so that it remains crystal clear. It's so clear that you'll be able to see almost 30 meters deep into the waters, which makes it a great spot for snorkeling. The lake has a serene atmosphere where you can enjoy a refreshing swim while admiring the cliffs around you. If you're traveling with senior citizens or someone with mobility issues, note that the trek can be a challenge because it's an uphill climb. Although it is a short trek, it is still tiring. And if this is part of your tour and you have a companion who might not be able to do the trek, they can choose to stay on the boat instead. Separated by a karst wall, these two pieces of paradise make up one enchanting stop for tourists. Although it's not that noticeable from eye level, drone shots like this will reveal this lagoon and this lagoon that comprise the so-called Twin Lagoon. Is there a way to access one lagoon from the other? Yes. As I've mentioned, the two lagoons are separated by this low karst wall and it has a hole. So during low tide, you can swim through the opening to get to the other side. Meanwhile, when it's high tide, you can climb the ladder installed here. Just remember to be very careful when taking the stairs. The waves in Twin Lagoon are very gentle, so it's a great spot for swimming. Or you can just let the waves rock you while admiring the beauty of the jagged cliffs and blue waters around you. Banul Beach is typically a lunch stop in Coron tours. At this stop, you'll enjoy white sand, crystal clear waters, and striking limestone cliffs that add to its island paradise vibe. This is another picture-perfect backdrop to relax and take in the beauty of Coron. If you also enjoy colorful underwater scenery, there's a coral garden nearby that you can explore. Also referred to as Smith Beach, this slice of paradise may be small but it is still stunning. Similar to Banul Beach, this is one of the usual lunch stops for Coron Island tours. The cove has huts where you can eat or hang out. You can also laze on the white sand and relax after having lunch before your tour continues. CYC stands for Coron Youth Club. This beach is surrounded by mangroves and rock formations, making it a bit different from other beaches in Coron Island. While this is also a fantastic spot, it can be crowded at times since every Coron Island tour includes this as a stop. We skip this spot, but if you don't mind the crowd, you may want to soak up some sun here too. Coron is well loved not only for its white sand beaches but also because of what you'll find beyond it. Snorkeling is a staple for any visit to Coron because of the colorful life beneath the surface. From the coral reefs to different fish species and other marine creatures, there's so much to see. Among the most popular snorkeling sites is Siete Pecados Marine Park, but your tour operator may include other sites. If you're going snorkeling, don't forget to pack your underwater camera with you. Most of you must have clicked this video because you're planning to enjoy the aquatic wonders of Coron, but please don't skip this next part. Aside from the beauty of its beaches and lakes, Coron Town has attractions that you may want to include in your itinerary. You can visit these places by joining a group tour, chartering a tricycle, or managing a DIY tour. DIY tours will include the combination of walking and tricycle rides, but we've included group tour and tricycle tour rates on the screen if you want to prioritize convenience and comfort. You can also book a group tour in advance. We'll include the link in the description of this video. And if you're on a budget and prefer to book a tricycle instead, here are the contact numbers of the drivers our team hired during Coron trips. Note that if you book a tricycle tour, entrance fees for the attractions are not yet included in the rates we showed in this video. Like most of the items on this list, you'll be able to reach Lualhati Park on foot. This is the same Lualhati Park mentioned earlier where you can board a boat. One of the highlights of the town center is the street food market in the afternoons, and other usual stops are St. Agustin Church, cashew stores, and souvenir shops. But the actual star of the Coron Town Tour is Mount Tapyas. If you're still looking for accommodations in Coron, you may find a few of them in Coron Town. We've rounded up a list of hotels in Coron you should check out on our blog. If you find yourself booking any of these hotels on Klook, feel free to use our promo code BeachBeachKlook for more discounts. You can also use Agoda TPT on Agoda for up to 10% off on accommodations. POV, you're a drone at the peak of Mount Tapyas. Except you're not a drone and you can get this bird's eye view of Coron just from climbing some concrete steps. Rising 210 meters above sea level, the peak of Mount Tapyas is visible across different areas of the town and even from a boat. If you didn't avail of a tour, you can either walk or ride a tricycle to get to the jump-off point located just within the town proper. That's where you'll find the bottom of the steps that will lead you to the top. If you need to stop to rest, there are benches along the way where you can sit and catch your breath. When you reach the peak, you'll be greeted by a massive cross surrounded by picturesque ridges. You'll also get a breathtaking view of Coron Island and the blue waters dotted with islands. The best time to visit is during sunrise to watch as light spreads across the sky or just before sunset so you can see the sky burst into different shades of orange. After climbing up to the peak of Mount Tapyas and savoring the views, have a relaxing dip at Maquinit Hot Springs. Located around 30 minutes from the town proper, the hot springs are in the middle of a mangrove forest near the sea. If that's not unique enough for you, get this. Maquinit is a saltwater hot spring. The hot water is said to have therapeutic benefits and especially helps with muscle and joint pains, which makes it a perfect stop after a hike. When you first step into the pool, you'll be surprised with how hot it is. But as your body adjusts to the temperature, you'll appreciate its warmth and feel how it relaxes your muscles. The best time to visit is during late afternoon and then make it a point to stay until after sunset. This way, you'll get to appreciate the view around the hot spring during the daytime and experience the contrast between the warm water temperature and the cooler sea breeze during the night. Although technically not a part of Coron, Calauit Safari Park is easily accessible from here. Located in Busuanga, it is one of the unique attractions you can visit during your trip. It's not really an African safari, but it's a distinctive sight that's not usually seen in the Philippines. If you book a tour to get here, it is usually bundled up with other attractions. The itinerary would depend on the tour you book. For the Calauit Safari Tour, you have two options based on how you want to reach the park, by land or by sea. If you choose the land tour, you'll ride the van for most of the tour, but you'll still have to get on a boat to get to Calauit and Black Island. The island tour also includes stops at Malbato Chapel and Busuanga Town. If you choose a boat tour, Black Island is also part of the itinerary. Aside from that, you'll also stop at a white beach and a coral garden, which changes depending on the tour operator. Another important thing to know is that traveling by boat to Calauit takes over 3 hours, so you need to start your day really early. Now let's talk about the stops. Established on August 21, 1976, Calauit Safari is where you can get an up-close encounter with wildlife in Palawan. It was formerly called Calauit Game Preserve and Wildlife Sanctuary, located in Calauit Island, covering almost 3,800 hectares. 104 animals such as giraffes, zebras, and 6 types of antelopes were brought here by boat from Kenya. What was once an island sprawling with greenery was turned into a savanna, with most of the island's residents being relocated or displaced to accommodate the safari. Nowadays, you'll see giraffes, zebras, and Calamian deer roaming freely around the island. Families, especially those who are traveling with kids, would surely enjoy this tour. But to be very honest, we don't really support attractions like this that involve animals. Now you may be asking, why are we including it on this list if that's our stance? So, while we don't condone this, we do recognize that the animals are already here anyway and funds are needed to maintain this park and take care of the animals. Black Island, as it is popularly called by locals and tourists, is also known as Malahon Island. Located off the coast of Busuanga, this island will catch your eye far before you even reach its shores because of its striking dark limestone cliffs that rise from the island's white sand. But this attention-grabbing facade isn't all there is to Black Island. You'll find caves with natural pools, the biggest of which can be accessed by climbing this short ladder. From its cracked open floor, you can get a glimpse of the water that fills its miniature lakes. Stalactites hang from its ceilings and its walls are covered in sparkling white silica. Meanwhile, not too far from the shore is the skeleton of a boat that sank many years ago. The island is also a good snorkeling and diving site with its waters teeming with colorful fishes and coral reefs. And if you just want to take in the serene beauty of the island, just lay a beach mat and spend some time on the white sand beach. If you book a private tour, you can make a stop at another island along the way. Among the many possible options are Talampulan Island, Pamalican Island, North Cay, and South Cay. During our team's most recent trip to Coron, we were brought to Dibutunay Island. We were told it was a great spot to swim, and it was true. The water here gets deep quickly, so it's good for swimming or floating around. However, don't expect fine sand here. While the sand here is fair, it's mostly a mixture of fine grains or shingles, which are crushed shells and corals. And that's it for this video. There are more attractions in Coron that we haven't included here like Calauit Island, shipwreck dive sites, and the island escapade tour. Who knows, you may even find yourself going on a food trip in Coron. If you want to hear all about these other attractions and tourist spots in Coron, make sure to subscribe and drop a comment. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are Philippine Beach List on all those platforms. Or you can even check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org. The Philippines has so many islands, it's honestly going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So that just means we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join me next time as we check another destination off our Philippine Beach List. Bye!